Hello. Okay, I'm going to take this opportunity to vent a little bit. You know, a lot of people have had this surgery that I've had, the bariatric surgery, and a lot of people are getting it. And I I get frustrated because I think that there's not a lot of information or education um, that people are getting before the surgery. And I see a lot of people saying that it is the easy way out. And while that's not true, it is definitely not the easy way out. I would agree that most of the people having bariatric surgery are looking for the easy way out. The change has to happen here. And so many times it doesn't. And I get frustrated. I don't know why I take this so personal, other than for me, I'm in the midst of it. It's a battle, and I've had it done. And I'm not saying that everybody should follow the plan like I did, like my way was so perfect, because I messed up in so many ways. But it is so frustrating when you go to support groups or you meet somebody who's had the surgery, and either they're just recently out of surgery or they've only been out for a month and they're telling you things that they're eating, and you're like, what? Why did you go and have this surgery? And they're talking about all these alternatives. Well, I used to eat a bag of chips, so now I'm going to have these, ta-da, baked protein chips. And you're like, okay. And then they talk about all the sugar-free stuff that they have. Now, mind you, when you have this surgery, your pouch is only holding like 2 ounces, if that, in some cases. I mean, with me, I was only holding like an ounce of food. Number one, I was never hungry. And I knew that after the surgery, I would have a limited amount of time to make the change up here. You had to make healthy choices. And I don't say this with any sort of cockiness, but I did not have bread, pasta, chips, crackers. I didn't have sugar-free junk. I didn't put any of that stuff. No sodas. I still haven't had any carbonated beverages. I didn't put that stuff in my mouth for at least a year. That was my promise to myself. And I know, like I said, not everybody makes that commitment. But I did it to myself because the things that I was putting in my body, I wanted them to be healthy, to be good, to fill up my pouch with exactly what I needed. And it frustrates me so much when I see these people going and having this surgery, and 2 weeks out of the surgery, they're eating the toppings off of pizza. They're already thinking about extra condiments they can add to their things. They're talking about all the sugar-free puddings and jello and popsicles and chocolate and sugar-free ice cream. The change did not happen. Don't they understand that this surgery is very temporary? In 9 months, the honeymoon is going to be over. And if you don't change your food habits and the choices that you make, you will be like all those other people that I see and I come into contact that will gain the weight back. Now, I have started to eat different, foods. I have started putting them back into my life, but I'm almost 2 years post-op. And I do have the sugar-free ice cream, and I have had bread now and pasta, although I can count on my hands the amount of times I've had pasta. And it was only a couple of bites. But I'm saying this to say that, for goodness sakes, if you're going to have this surgery, please change the decisions that you make on the foods that you're going to put in your mouth. Because if you don't do it and you don't take this opportunity while you're not hungry to change it, then there is a big possibility that the struggle is going to come right back around. Because I can tell you now, at almost 2 years post-op, I can eat food and I can gain weight. I still have to count my calories and I have to watch everything. And what has helped me is making those choices in the very, very beginning. I made choices to stay away from certain products. And do you know I still do that? Like, there's no way. I really think I can safely say this. I don't think I'll ever go back to sodas. I have zero desire. I went through a really hard time initially where I really craved it. But now I can say I really have zero desire to have a Diet Coke. It's gone. Other things that are completely gone because I took them out of my diet, like macaroni and cheese. Still love macaroni and cheese. No desire. It's gone. And every time I sit down to a table and when I do things, I'm thinking, okay, protein first. What do I need? What nutrients? What am I going to fill up my pouch with that's going to be the best first, which is obviously the protein. At a month out, at a week out, whatever it is, you don't have room in your pouch for all that junk. You really don't. And I say this just because I had a conversation with someone today who just had the operation 3 weeks ago. And she was telling me all this stuff that she bought. And it frustrated me because I could tell, number one, she was still fixated on food. And I feel terrible for talking like this, but it hit me because it hurts me. Because I've been there, and I wanted so bad to just say, think about what you're doing. Just because it says sugar-free doesn't mean that it's good for you or that you should fill your pouch with it. It is still calories. And you're not really dealing with the underlying issue of the craving for that item, And, I don't know. Frustrating. The other thing is, a lot of people are under they have this misunderstanding about fat-free products. Fat-free products are not good for you. At least, especially not for us bariatric patients, because all they do is replace that with sugar. You look at any fat-free dressing, and it's like, oh yeah, 0 fat, but 28 grams of sugar. I'm going to vomit on that. And I see people at my support group who've literally gained all of their weight back plus. It's like you go through the surgery and you get on this high from losing the weight. And I'm imagining how I feel right now, how I feel in my life, how so many things have changed in my life. I am not the same girl. And the idea of gaining 200 pounds back plus is terrifying. These people are brave for coming back to a support group because I wouldn't. I really don't think I could. I would feel like a complete failure. And they'll all tell you where they went wrong. And it was all in the beginning stages of the surgery. You have to change this. The doctor can cut on your stomach, but he's not cutting on your brain or your willpower or your determination. Let the time change your decisions and make healthy ones, because it will pass, and before you know it, you could be chowing down on some Ho-Hos and Twinkie bars, and it will not affect you. I haven't even ventured to get around sugar yet. Thank goodness. I don't test myself. It drives me nuts, these people at the support group. They're just like, oh, I dumped on an Oreo cookie. I'm like, why are you having an Oreo cookie? Why? The doctors tell you to stay away from sugar. They tell you it's going to make you sick. Why did these people go and go, hi, I wonder if this Oreo cookie is going to make me sick? Of course, I know some people are going to be mad at me saying this. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to judge anybody. This isn't directed at any of you out there. I'm just... Maybe I'm saying it for my own good. But if you are one of these people who've had the surgery, just try to really, really change and make good decisions. Okay, I'm done venting.